been beamed up by the aggressive aliens and they're plugging in the anal probe.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today we're just going to make quite a tired video. And basically we're going to talk about some board games that we have, were part of our collection, but we now want to get rid of. Basically, we've seen other resellers go through collections of things they have at home. I've also done this myself end of last year and just price up stuff that they have for sale. So that's essentially what we're going to do with some of the stuff that we've got here at the moment. It is all board games and other sort of things like that. So basically, yeah, we'll just start, shall we? Do you want to pick the first thing? I'm going to look these up as we go along, so we get current prices.
First of all, we've got Anti-Monopoly, which is in a little tin. Oh, this is brand new.
It's brand new, is it?
I've never opened it, it's still sealed. The real estate trading game for the 21st century.
Okay, so basically, as we're talking, I am looking this up, and solds, because that's what we'll go on just for the sake of this video. I mean, it's quite handy, because actually when these are listed, we can just refer back to this video, can't we, really? So the most recent, there are two versions of this, and one appears to be like a full-size board game, like a normal full-sized Monopoly. But this little one in the tin, last one in a tin, sold on the 9th of December last year, and it went for £10.69 all in. And that was brand new. So £10.69 for that one.
That's not too bad.
Which includes the postage. So I'm going to just mention that as we go along as well. So this one is, now the only thing is we will have to check to make sure these are complete. Any that aren't, well, you know, we won't be able to flog, but what we're going to do is just go through the current pricing.
This one, I believe I bought this for you for Christmas because you had every intention of learning how to play it, but it's really complicated.
Really complicated.
And it's called Pandemic.
Now, a friend of mine who is into board games, basically I had played, I think, me and her had played Risk before. And Risk, as you know, can be a fairly complicated game. It involves dice and stuff like that. Not to Dungeons and Dragons level complicated, perhaps, but this apparently was so complicated it was impossible. So yeah, I don't think we just actually ever played it because of how complicated it apparently was.
And I've got the attention span of a hyped up chihuahua, so you know, there'd be no way I could play a game like this. I can barely play Monopoly, to be fair.
So this has probably been played maybe once. So there's somebody selling a complete in mint condition. So I would say that that is fairly good condition. So we'll go on the basis of it being... Okay, so on the basis of it being absolutely mint condition, I mean, there are dings to the box and stuff like that. Somebody sold one of these for £13.99 all in.
It's like Risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. But there's all cards and little packets of things and...
It's a bit Breaking Bad, isn't it?
And then somebody before that sold one on the 22nd of January, so two sold on the same day, and that one wasn't mint condition, but that went for £6.50 for the actual item and then £3.75 for the postage, so you're probably looking at about a tenner for that.
That's not bad, considering these are things just sat around the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Okay, so this is Pictopia, and that's the Harry Potter edition, right? Would you like to talk about Pictopia?
I believe this was given to us, but we've never got round to actually playing it.
So how does it work?
I
Do you
have
know?
no idea.
You don't know how Pictopia
It's got a board.
works? Well, that's always a good start with a board game, isn't it?
It's the ultimate picture trivia family game, apparently. So it's got like the...
So basically, looking these up, there's some people who've sold on auction. Now, the last one to sell, the very last one, in the UK, because there's some American ones, it sold on auction. It's Ravensburger, this, is it? I should say on the box.
Wonder Forge, it says.
I know these guys, so, okay, so they're different. There's a Ravensburger and there's a Wonderforge version.
This one includes Fantastic Beasts, if that helps.
Yeah. So the last one to sell in the UK was on auction and it went for £2.50 with £3.71 as the delivery price. But then before that, to buy outright, somebody sold it for £2.99 with £3.39 postage at the end of last year. So that is a charity shop one,
or
I
a
think.
Vinted, maybe.
Or a Vinted for a few quid, for a couple of quid maybe, yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry if the camera is wobbling, it's just that we've got this tripod perched on a tray. Because we're professional. It's Monopoly, the Cheaters edition. So basically the Cheaters edition, okay, so the last one to sell was today.
Oh.
And it went on bids at £3.50 with £3.42 delivery. However, I think they may have done them so. No, would that go as a small parcel?
I don't know.
Because they might have done themselves out of the postage. Before that, however, to buy it now, it costs £9.25 with free postage.
It's another vintage job, I imagine.
I mean, brand new, somebody sold it for 16 quid with £3.39 postage on the 19th. So, yeah, £9.25, then you minus the postage, you probably are looking at just over a fiver for that. So another vintage jobby, and I do have the sound on my phone. Let me switch that off. So this one is Escape Room.
By Paladone.
Paladone. Not Palatoy, Paladone. So Escape Room, board game. And that looks a bit battered. So that, I mean, like I've said, we don't know the completeness of some of these. So it might be there's bits missing. We'll just go on the merit that these are complete at the moment. What is that? That's
rules.
a padlock.
Yeah, there's a padlock in here somewhere, apparently.
Okay, so I'm looking this up and it seems like I can't find any, which is never a good start.
A jigsaw.
A jigsaw, eh?
And a tiny envelope. It's like, and the winner is...
Is it a board game? Does it have a board or anything?
I don't think so.
It's just Escape Room.
Oh, here's the padlock.
So I've got to remove the word board because obviously that ain't going to work. So Escape Room game. There are an awful lot of the Escape Room style games, unfortunately. There's Escape from an Aquarium, which presumably would involve finding the exit. You know, they don't normally lock people in aquariums unless your name is Flipper. So what is that? It's got a giant padlock on the front of it. I honestly can't say that in a... Oh, no. Here we go. Right. So I found actually a couple of these. So, no, am I actually looking at the solds? I'm not. To be fair, that was for sale with a start bid of £5. I think it's because there was none actually on the solds. So it skipped the solds and it went right to the for sales because I was just having to scroll through to try and find something. Yeah, literally, I don't think I can find many of these, and I would say that ain't going to be worth very much at all. So that would be probably more of a vintage job. Here's one. So on the 15th of January, it sold on auction, £2.20 with £1.50 delivery. That ain't going to go as a large letter, is it?
I
To
don't
be
know.
fair,
It'd be a stretch.
it would be I mean, even £1.50 for the service we use, which is track 48, wouldn't cover postage.
No.
We would, after fees and all sorts of other we would effectively come out with paying to sell that. So that would be a vintage jobby.
Yes. And this next one weighs a ton.
Because as Trivial Pursuit, as all that knowledge that's in the box, you see, it weighs a ton.
I think this is older than I am.
So that's Trivial Pursuit Family Edition Master Game. Okay. And it sounds like the bits are rattling around inside the box.
I can't find.
The microphone's working, yeah.
Oh, 1988, so not quite as old as us.
Trivial Pursuit. What does it say? Family Edition Master Game.
1988. Fancy little board, like.
I had the Genus Edition, and that was so complicated. Seriously. Okay, so somebody's got one for sale, and it's for £6. However, sold. Let's have a look. Okay, so the last one to sell of this specific version was on the 7th of January. Pre-owned, that went for £5, and that was £3.79 postage.
I can't close it now, look.
That's because, if any of you have watched the Nick video where he says about that person who returned a board game, look at this. Why do they sell them in this terrible condition? Why do they sell them ripped? Why? Why do they do this? Because then, okay, this is a masterclass for perhaps people who don't know this because they think this is a rip in the board. This rip, can you do the other one? Thank you. This rip, what this does is it folds in at the top and then it folds in at the bottom, a bit like a stable door. Look, there you go. And then what it does is it folds in half, and that is how you fit it in the box. For all of you knobheads out there.
Hold on. How many squares are there on a drafts board?
57.
64.
Ooh.
Do you have
Anyway,
one more?
go on, one more.
Whose worst enemy is called Baron Greenback?
Oh, Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
Easy one. I suppose for our generation it'd be an easy one, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Lovely job. So
Yes.
I don't know if this is all complete because it is loose in the box and it's all falling about. And we probably picked this up from a boot sale.
You're going to lay that like that.
Oh, yeah.
Fit that in, yeah. But, yeah, so essentially, we're going to have to go through, I suppose, counting bits and pieces out of these board games just to make sure they're all there.
Yeah. So how much is this worth?
So that was worth about £5.
So
yeah.
should this be white?
It depends because the only thing about these is how they've taken the photo. I mean, that probably, it does, if you notice the top of, if I hold it up for the people, if I hold it up for the people, can you see how the colour of this box varies? So this top part looks much more yellow than this bottom part, which would suggest...
A smoker?
Or it was left in the sunshine. Maybe that would do it. Actually, if you look, the edges are a very light sort of cream colour, and then the box lid's yellowed, isn't it? So yeah,
Charity shop probably.
possibly at this rate.
Or maybe, you know, break it for bits if it's worth it.
We'll just break it. Anyway, next.
Oh yes.
Got a bag full down there. You're lucky, aren't you?
I'm so lucky.
Bucket of Doom. Bucket
Sounds
of
like my ex-wife.
Tumbleweed. Bucket of Doom game. Right, so this is easier to find. There's two separate versions by the look of it. Is there only two? So there's green, which is the Toxic edition. And then you
Also
get...
sounds like my ex-wife.
And then this is the Escape Room version. Is it Escape Room?
No.
This is
Bucket
new.
of Doom, when the hits the fan, you need a plan.
Yeah, that's the Escape Room thing, I think. By Big Potato. So basically, if I have a look here, there's a lot of these for sale, so therefore there should be a few solds. The last one that sold pre-owned was on the 12th of January, $4.99 that went for, and it was £2.94 delivery. And the one before that, though, sold at $7.99, but that was before Christmas. So presumably they bought that for Christmas Day. However...
I don't really understand how you play this, but it says you've been buried alive in an airtight coffin, or you've been beamed up by the aggressive aliens and they're plugging in the anal probe.
I don't know. I mean, both of those sound pretty inviting, don't they? But yeah, anyway, so that will probably be vinted.
Unless anyone watching wants any of these games, obviously, for very little.
Yeah, because basically these are ones that we're kind of clearing out. They're from our own collection over the years that we just bought on a whim, primarily. So yeah, I mean, if there are any, we can always strike up a bit of a deal where you can buy whatever, and obviously we will just make sure the bits are there because they're only fair. So we're Trivial Pursuit,
the 90s edition.
90s. Here we go. So Trivial Pursuit. Now this has been quite a favourite of ours. The only trouble is, if you know Trivial Pursuits very well on the versions, sometimes the instructions on how to play can vary. So, you know, direction you go around the board, etc., etc. It can vary a bit. And this one fell out of favour, I think, because also it's not really young person friendly, this either, is it? Because
no,
it's the
unless
90s.
you're about in the 90s, you won't be able to play it.
Yeah. So the last one that sold, God, this is going to be a toughie. Okay, so the last one that sold pre-owned went on auction on the 18th of January for $6.99 with free delivery. Yeah, I don't think this did very well, if I'm honest with you.
Who allegedly borrowed £373,000 from Jeffrey Robinson?
Was it Mrs. Robinson?
It was Peter Mandelson. I remember him. That's a blast from the past, isn't it?
But then there was one on the 29th of December that sold for £6 with £3 postage. So again, probably another vintage or charity shop, dependent on, well, the whims. And storage space as well. So this one, you've got cards that you've dropped out of that other one, by the way.
Hold that.
All right.
Please, thank you.
So this one is a bit of a rando. Now this is one that I got, and basically it is like it's like Kaplunk. It's not complete. Is it complete?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, because the things are over there. So this is the Early Learning Centre, which I didn't realise, and it's got bees and, you know, the twigs, etc.
It's like that other game. What's it called? Is it Kaplunk?
I think it's got another bit that should go up here by the look of it, because that really doesn't fit in there.
I can't see anything else at the moment, but it might be somewhere.
So it's by the Early Learning Centre. You're not going to fit that in that hole.
That's what she said.
That's what you said. So Early Learning Centre bees game. Okay, so somebody, so these have sold, or these are for sale. A lot of them are boxed. Ours isn't boxed. Hopefully it has all the stalks and bees and random crap. Somebody actually sold a pack of the stalks on its own for £4.50.
With free delivery though, so was it worth it really?
But this was for craft. Well, it was a large letter, but that was for crafts that they sold that for. So this one, one sold on bids in the box for £4 and £2.94 delivery. I don't. Oh, somebody, hang on, did sell one out of the box on the 25th of November on bids, £4.99 with £3.70 delivery. People are selling the bees and the sticks. They're selling those separately, actually. So yeah, not much value in that. I believe I got that on Vinted, and I think I got it bundled in with some other stuff as well. But it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, bums.
Wasn't that on someone's grave, but we won't go there. So Trivial Pursuit. Sorry, I mispronounced that,
And
didn't I?
this is 2000s. So we like our eras, don't we?
Trivial Pursuit 2000s. Right, let's have a look, shall we? So Trivial Pursuit, people are selling them. I mean, brand new, not even 20 quid. That's not including postage. So let's see what they are. Oh, so pre-owned. No. Hang on. When did that sell then? Okay, so somebody has sold one of these a few days ago. They sold it for £8 with £3.39 postage.
Was that new or was that used?
And that was pre-owned. Somebody before that, I mean, America, they're going for stupid prices, brand new. And pre-owned as well, actually. It seems to be there's quite a few in America. So basically another one went on the 7th of January for a tenner all in. So again, you know, you're talking probably a vintage job for that.
Yes. In
Go
which
on.
game show filmed in Argentina do contestants get punched in the face and grappled with big red balls?
Oh, is that Total Wipeout?
That is Total Wipeout,
Yeah.
of course. Keith Chegwin did that, didn't they, at one point?
Yeah, and then it was Richard Hammond, wasn't it? I
Oh,
think
was it?
voiced it as well. Yeah, sort of the later one. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we have some rude gestures, which obviously you wouldn't expect anything less of us, really, would you? Now, I got this from an auction house because it was one that I frequented for autographs, and they had this kind of stuff as well in one of their auctions, so a load of games and shite. And basically, when was this made? Does it say in the box?
I don't know, but it's got a little slip in there to say thank you for purchasing this from David and Mary at Britain's Fancies.
Yeah, so if you're in need of an old board game, go to Britain's Fancies. Keep Mary and who?
David, I think.
Dave and Mary will sort you out with that. But the last one of these sold, pre-owned, 21st of December. $7.99 all in.
Somebody getting it for Christmas, I suppose.
Yeah, and that is it.
I can't see a year on it, but it's probably 90s, I would imagine.
So that is it. But I can tell you, categorically, that basically there are none for sale of that either.
So we're going to corner the market.
Yeah, we're corner the market on rude gestures. So this is drafts. Now, I like drafts. I mean, it's fairly straightforward to play, if I'm honest with you, but it does get competitive. So what brand is that? Does it have a brand? Because obviously there's a lot of these out there.
I don't think so. It's generic. Oh, hold on 1 second. Smith's Toys. HQ.
Got to leave in that HQ, ain't you? Okay, so there's no exact matches found for this particular one in for sale. However, are there any sold? I mean, I would say that's a pretty generic-y jobby.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's nothing fancy, so I would say probably vintage or charity shop. So this is a Monopoly. Now, this is a Parker Monopoly. Parker.
And it's absolutely battered.
And what year is it from?
Is
it a vintagey?
2003, so...
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of. It is vintage now.
I won't accept that.
So, a Monopoly from 2003. So somebody's got one for sale on at the moment for $12.99, and that is all in. Right, so basically, if we look at sold, apparently they did an Elvis Monopoly.
They do all kinds. They do a Poundland one and a B&M one now.
So there's one here that sold for £8.90, and it had £3.50 postage. So, I mean, the generic-y versions of these board games, you're probably not going to make an awful lot of money depending, I suppose, on the age of them and stuff like that. If you get a first edition Monopoly, that's a bolo. Keep an eye out for that. It's, I think all the bits of it are wooden in that version, so yeah, keep a lookout for that one. I mean, few and far between, potentially. But it seems like the unique versions of Monopoly are going to be worth more. So, for example, the Elvis one sold in America, admittedly, but that was for £30. And then you have another Elvis sold for £25. And then you have stuff like The Simpsons. Now, brand new one went for £30, and that was without postage. And then you had another went pre-owned, I mean, sort of £15. So there are certain versions of these where it's going to be more profitable than others.
Yeah.
The generic-y ones probably not so much, as in probably the same case with some of the Trivial Pursuits. But some of them might be worth something, but just watch out for the Trivial Pursuits, because even if they look quite unique, like the 90s one, probably, you know...
But you can always sell these things as spares, can't you? So you can sell the, for the Monopoly, you can sell the little pieces, or the money, or the properties, because this box is battered. It's absolutely...
Somebody would probably still have that though, despite that.
Yeah.
I did pick up a board game which was Logo. Now, not all the logos are worth a huge amount of money. I think it's pretty sort of few and far between that those ones are going to be worth anything. However, I picked up an original logo, and I think the woman only wanted like £1 or £1.50 or some stuff like that. And obviously rookie error, was just like, oh, grab that. I think I was I gonna have that for my own collection anyway. We were gonna play it. So basically, it was like took it home, you know, took the lid off the box and had a look through it and realised that none of the bits were in it. So it had the board, it had the cards, it had the card holder, but it didn't have dice and it didn't have the little counters either. So basically, yes, that was a pretty bad buy, but I managed to salvage money from that because I listed it as a variation.
Yeah.
Listed the box, the card holder, and then cards in like packs. So like a pack of 100, and then there was a couple of packs of 100, and then there was a pack of like an odd number. And they sold that way. And actually, I think I made more money out of splitting up that board game and selling them like that than I would have done selling it even if it had been complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is another little trick you can use, is that basically if you do have something that's cheap and cheerful, just if you want to, if you have the space to store it, is sell the bits of it instead. And that can, you know, because to be fair, people are always buying board games. They're always losing bits of the board games. It's not like a jigsaw where, you know, you could really corner the market though on jigsaws if you sold all the little bits individually. Because I'm sure there's people out there who would be missing a part of a jigsaw who would thank you for that. But it would be painstaking to list all the bits, wouldn't it?
Worse than Lego.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's quite laborious to like list all the little bits of Lego separately. But yeah, if you bung the bits on like that, people are always losing bits of board games and they want to replace them, and so you can shift stuff in that way. I would probably suggest not selling the box for these games, because generally that's what people do have.
Yeah.
And probably the board, because people generally have that too. But stuff like extra cards
Houses,
out of them, the little counters, the dice, people love all that stuff.
They do.
Because it is stuff they lose, or they just simply want more cards to make it a longer game to play, don't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, there's always that. Yeah. But anyway, we just thought we'd do a quick video. Apologies, we didn't get one out on Monday, but, you know, I mean, at the end of the day,
We've been very busy.
But yeah, we have been busy with stuff, and so we will get back on track with this, just getting stuff out throughout the week. Yeah, so we put this video out. Our next videos are probably going to be more chatty stuff and things like that.
Probably some sourcing, I would imagine.
And some sourcing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be some more Lego on my horizon. Which sounds rude. Yes. However, there will be some more of that kind of stuff as well. Oh, you can see my little Peeps rabbit there. Anyway, so yeah, you know, there will be stuff like that on the horizon. Obviously, if I'm doing a Lego haul video, I'm not going to go through everything separately. I'll probably dig out the best bits and go through it that way, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's all that. Crap.
So please like and subscribe.
Yes.
And Alexis, we have done this for the last few videos.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched till the end, go to the comments and write this random word.
Random word. It's not going to be what you think. It's not beehive, right? Do not write the word. Don't write the word beehive, right? Write in the word, or the words actually. Writing the words back to black. There you go.
Very good.
Because it's cryptic and weird to just write that randomly in a comment section, isn't it?
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.